Hello. Today I want to talk about Assassin's Creed. There are 5 main points that I want to bring up about the game. First, the story, the historical figures that are involved with the story, your interaction between player and actual character, visuals for the game, and then gameplay. The story follows a young man named Desmond Miles who holds the key to uncovering an ancient artifact left behind on the earth by an ancient civilization of highly intelligent advanced beings. The key is inside of his memories, which have been passed down genetically through his DNA from his ancestors, and his ancestors were part of a group called the Brotherhood of Assassins, and they had been instated to keep these artifacts safe. The memories are accessed through a machine called the Animus, and Desmond must relive his ancestors' lives to see what they left behind, any clues that they left for him. His first ancestor is a young assassin in the Middle East named Altair during the height of the Crusades. The second was a young Italian boy who became an assassin in the heart of the Renaissance in Italy. Their sworn enemies are the Templars, who are trying to find the artifact as well because it holds great power. The story goes so deep that they even stress the fact in the last game about the effect of the memories that Desmond is living, the effect that that has on his mentality, because he's having to live three separate lives in one life. So each of these separate personalities of his different ancestors are trying to dominate his mind and become the main personality. The story is definitely an important part of a game. Nobody wants to sit in front of a TV for 7 hours if in the end you're just going to be disappointed. There are many historical figures that show up throughout the Assassin's Creed stories. For example, King Richard the Lionheart, Saladin, Leonardo da Vinci, Francesco Borgia, Niccolo Machiavelli, Marco Polo, and his son, Niccolo Polo. There is another Assassin's Creed story coming out in December, and it will be based in the Revolutionary War time in America. And you will see George Washington and Benjamin Franklin. They play huge roles in this new story coming up. The story is based upon actual assassination attempts that happened in history. So a lot of the characters, it goes about telling a different twist on what happened while they were in power or doing whatever they were doing. With the story, with Assassin's Creed, you build a connection with all the characters that you meet. You, especially with our main character, Desmond, and Ezio, and Altair, you watch them as years go by grow and become different people, and you watch them make friendships and lose friendships. You see them watch their family members die, and you are able to form such a strong connection with them because you've lived vicariously through the video game with them, that when you see them in pain, you can feel their pain. The game world that they created is far beyond what was being done in its time. It was a massive sandbox game, which basically means huge open world, big maps. And they followed the architecture of the time period to a T. It was beautiful. It really felt like you were standing there while you played, or running through the cities, running through the streets. I did architectural research while I played, and because I just wanted to see how close that they were to the time period, the architecture of that time period, and they nailed it. It was spot on. They did their research and they got everything exactly. Gameplay is definitely an important thing when it comes to trying to pick out a game. And every game that Bethesda has released in this Assassin's Creed series has been better than the last. The first one was good. Second one, even better. They have never had a bad Assassin's Creed that they put out. They just keep polishing and polishing their fighting styles and their modeling, and they play with different art styles, and they just put together a really well-formed game. The movement system has finally been worked in a very, very fluid free-running system. So you can transition from running at full speed on the street to run up a wall and get on the rooftops and continue to run at full speed, and it's nearly effortless. Overall, I believe Assassin's Creed is a game worth spending your hard-earned money on. If you enjoy video games and you enjoy a good story, you will enjoy Assassin's Creed.